What is up, you crazy son of bitches? It's Phil and Travis here from Ghost in the Night, a Paranormal True Crime podcast. I'm speaking really fast. Whole episode, I'm speaking really fast like this.
Your mom's a hoe.
You
Not your mom. Everybody's mom.
everybody,
Every mom is a hoe.
except for mine.
Fuck you.
Yes. Tonight we are covering. We're going to talk dreams. What are they? Are they a portal into the other realms, or are they just a way for our brain to defrag, if you will?
What did Ben Stiller call him in Tropic Thunder? Head movies or whatever the fuck? My brain movies?
Yeah.
The brain movies make my eyes sad.
So we're going to discuss that. This is going to be an opinion piece. So for those of you in the chat, be sure to give your opinion on what we
will share it for you.
We will share it. And if you are listening to this on your favorite podcast app after the fact, after the live recording, you should be here on Wednesdays to
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.
You should be here.
All that other YouTuber shit.
You should be here over at YouTube watching us live, so you can interact with us.
Let me ask you a question, Phil.
Is this your hot take? You're going?
Do you know what you name a Chinese premature baby?
Is this going to get us canceled? The views expressed by Travis do not represent those of Phil. I just want to get that on tape or on recording.
Do you?
What?
Suddenly.
Okay, that wasn't horrible. So,
You know what you call a discount circumcision?
what?
A ripoff.
Ow.
Yeah. No, I do have a fucking hot take.
Hot take.
Though.
Hot take.
So.
I wish I had a sound.
What the fuck? Oh, that's mine.
I wish I had a sound bite for that hot take.
We will one day when we generate enough funds to buy that new mixer that we've had our eye on. There's a second version of it now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Same price.
We'll look into it.
So, fucking hot take of the evening right now, right here, right in your face, live here on Fuck You. I've watched almost two of the, I believe, 3 episodes of that Casey Anthony documentary on Peacock.
Okay.
I spoke on it briefly last night because I saw a lot of stuff on social media of people reposting and hashtagging the shit out of it and this, that, and the third. Man, that's why it looks so bright, because that one's not usually white. I feel like I'm blinded.
Well,
But anyway, fucking Casey Anthony stuff.
Yes.
So I've been watching that Casey Anthony shit on Peacock, and I've been seeing people being like, you must watch the Casey Anthony documentary on Peacock. I learned so much. My mind is starting to be changed, or people saying that they straight up changed their mind and they believe Casey Anthony.
Did they?
Let me tell you something right here, right now.
On a minute before,
if that fucking show makes you believe Casey Anthony, you're fucking. I don't want to say dumb, but you're way too easily led, because the interviews in that show are such bullshit. Like, no grieving mom who's talking about her because she's like pulling pictures. First off, they start the fucking show with her pulling pictures of her daughter Kaylee out of like one of those fucking like office, like you're fired boxes, the stationary boxes.
File box type thing.
Yeah, and she's talking about how like she's put it away because shit's just too painful, and she's talking all this shit, and I'm like, dude, you watch the interviews, it is not. Excuse me. It is not the interview of a mom grieving her dead child that died mysteriously.
Okay.
It's just not.
Just to play devil's advocate.
That's usually my job, but go ahead.
Is it possible? Now, this has been, how many years ago was this? What's this been like, what, decade?
Yeah, it was 2011.
So, 11 years. And I'm not saying that was... I would hope that would have an effect on somebody for the rest of their life.
Right.
If it was an accident, or if she had nothing to do with it. I will say that. However, I will say this. Everybody grieves differently.
True. Well, and then they go into the whole thing of like how much she lied. Because I'm sure we'll do a Casey Anthony episode sometime in the near future. But, as we all know, Casey Anthony fucking lied to the cops. That's why she originally got put in jail, was lying to the police. So now it's coming out, and it was kind of a thing at the time, but now it's fully coming out that she was conditioned to lie because of her household. The household was a lie. The outside didn't know. Her dad was raping her and sexually abusing her, and so did her brother, but not to the same extent, and she's forgiven her brother now. And I'm not poking fun at that. That may be true. I don't know. And if it is, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, there's too much. Like, okay, so here's the bottom of the barrel with this whole fucking thing.
Break it down.
Either Casey Anthony is still full of shit, and she killed a 3-year-old girl that is her daughter, because she also, yes, she lied, and they're talking about, like, trauma responses and her age and shit like that. Like, the bitch got a fucking tattoo on her back that said Bella Vita, the good life, between the time of the disappearance and it becoming public knowledge. I think she was in a bikini competition.
Like the night of, wasn't it like the night of?
Some shit like that.
Isn't there some
They
people
they found the DNA in her trunk.
And they believe that the daughter was in the trunk during this.
Well, they found hair follicles, probably from the daughter, that had follicle banding on them, which is synonymous or attached to decomposition. It can happen other ways, don't get me wrong, but that's a thing. They find the fucking body right around the corner from the fucking house. There's duct tape, a specific brand of duct tape. It's not duct tape brand. It's a different brand on the body that is also in the house. The fucking body has a Winnie the Pooh blanket with it that matches the fucking Winnie the Pooh shit in the girl's bedroom at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
If it walks like that. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. It's been a while since I've looked into this.
We'll do a whole episode, I'm sure.
We'll do an episode on that. But
tune in.
I have not. It's been a while since I've watched anything on it. If I remember correctly from my recollection, there in my mind, there's no doubt she had a role. She played if not the role, she definitely played a role in the murder.
It had to be either her or the dad.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to say that the dad was involved, I'm down with it.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't. There you go. That's a better way of putting it. She might not have killed her daughter, but she definitely fucking knew about it. The fucking kid was missing for 31 days before it got reported.
Best case scenario for her, in my opinion, she did not kill her daughter, but she partook in the cover-up, in the disposal.
100%. You don't report your child missing for 31 fucking days.
Right.
I don't even have a kid, and that doesn't compute in my mind. And then on top of that, where was I going with this?
I have no fucking idea.
There was further aspects to this. I'm just brain tooting it off into the hemispheres, the atmospheres. I don't know. Oh, and just all the lying. Like, no, I don't know this. No, I was working. We can go talk to my coworkers at Universal Studios. No. And then she comes back with, like, she said later in the show that she was like, I did work at Universal Studios for a long time. I just hadn't worked there in a while. But according to the cops that went to Universal Studios with her, she was like walking around and like waving at people and shit like that. And they're just like, who the fuck are you? And then like ended up taking them down a fucking dead end hallway before she was like, I don't work here.
Well, there's no doubt she's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Clearly.
And I don't think, my hot take, I hate when everybody talks about how hot she is. She never was that fucking hot.
She's hot for a murderer, potentially.
She's not even,
She's attractive for somebody who potentially kills a 3-year-old kid.
Well, I will say this. She's originally, they're from Cleveland?
Something like that.
I think her dad was a cop in Cleveland, I believe.
He was a cop.
And then they moved to Florida. She might be Ohio hot, but she ain't Florida hot.
Well, but what kind of Florida hot? Like attractive Florida hot or like normal Florida hot where it's like they definitely have some like track marks and like some face pics, missing a couple teeth.
Well, that's
some stupid tattoos.
I'm talking
gold teeth.
Florida hot.
Hang out with a lot of Haitian dudes.
That's all right. I don't know. But we will get to dreams here in a minute.
Oh, other hot take.
Oh.
Fucking Wednesday. The Netflix show.
Haven't seen it.
Watched the whole thing.
I don't really have a desire to watch it.
Can't say that I didn't. I enjoyed watching it, but it was weird. It wasn't the Wednesday Addams of my childhood.
Wasn't
it was
Christina
like
Ricci?
she was in it.
Oh, was she in it?
Yeah,
How'd they pull that off?
easily. You'd have to watch the show to find out.
I
No
have
spoilers. Actually, kind of spoilers, but it was odd to me. Like, I enjoyed the television show, but it was weird. Like, you know, like the Wednesday Addams. Obviously, Wednesday Addams goes pretty fucking far back.
Yeah.
But like the Wednesday Addams I know, the Christina Ricci Wednesday Addams from like the early '90s or whenever the fuck those movies came out. It's just different. Like, the show had like this, like, Harriet the Spy meets fucking like the magical school aspect of Harry Potter and or X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And then like throw in some like wire fighting. Not a lot. Or like just some fighting. And then just kind of like sprinkle it with like the Wednesday Addams motif.
Gregory says, and some Harry Potter vibes.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Okay.
Like the Hogwarts / Professor Xavier, Dr. Xavier, whatever the fuck.
Then I'm
Professor
definitely not
X's School for Mutants. Like, put them together.
I'm definitely not watching that shit
Why?
because I'm not a big Harry Potter fan.
I mean, neither am I. They're still cool to watch, though.
No, not at all.
Like, I couldn't tell you dick about like the overall storyline, but they're visually pleasing.
I have never watched any Harry Potter all the way through.
And Emma Watson's hot in the last two.
You pedophile.
That's why I said the last two. She wasn't. She looked weird in the like when she was young in them. She looked like a cat hacked up a hairball, but there was a human attached to it.
Yeah.
She looked like if you Indian in the cupboarded a fucking troll doll with brown hair. That's what she looked like in the first couple movies.
See, I'm 50. I can't even say that the last two.
Yeah, you can.
I could, but it's still creepy.
And she was hilarious in This Is the End.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I just don't want to put off a rapey vibe. She said, "You gonna rape me?" He said, "No, we were talking about how we're not gonna rape you." I was like, Jesus Christ, that movie is so good. I'm gonna rewatch that movie. He's like, "I've been dumping loads around here like a goddamn dump truck."
I watched it. I watched it a couple weeks ago. You walked through when I was watching it.
Did I?
Yeah, because you said this is the end. I said exactly.
Was I high?
I mean, if I had had to place a bet on with my last dollar, I'm putting it on yes.
I think it's funny because I don't even like get stoned that much.
No, but just Harry Potter, I just couldn't buy into it.
Oh well, yeah. I just find them entertaining to watch.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is the shit.
I don't like Lord of the
Don't
Rings.
you bite your whore tongue.
For one, they're too godforsaken long.
Well, I mean, have you seen the books?
I don't know.
The books are like that fucking thick. So, I mean, you try to translate that into a movie while having it only be 3 parts, minus The Hobbit. And minus whatever, I can't remember the name of the show. I need to watch the show. Because I love Lord of the Rings.
It's just too long. It doesn't...
I also love Lamp.
I've never even heard of Lamp.
From Anchorman. I love Lamp. Brick, do you really love the lamp, or are you just naming things in the room and saying you love them? I love Lamp. I love Lamp.
I don't know. Anyway, let's get to there's a current event I want to talk about, which, like I said earlier, has nothing to do with freaking the paranormal, true crime, or anything.
Wednesday Addams.
Well,
and Casey Anthony.
Well, that's true crime, though.
Exactly.
But what I want to discuss, is you've heard the news. The shocking, and it is paranormal because how people didn't realize this in the first place, Liver King.
Oh my God!
Have you heard?
Oh, Liver King's on steroids. No shit,
no
dip fuck.
Shit.
Do you see the man? Again, same conversation I have every time somebody wants to get offended about me saying The Rock does fucking steroids.
Yes.
I'm not talking shit. Fucking look at him. Take all the steroids. You still got to work for it. I'm not saying they don't work for their physique, but like, of course he's on fucking steroids.
Here's my problem with all this, and you know how.
Hashtag. You should put a hashtag Liver King on this.
You know,
we're definitely putting hashtag Liver King on this.
You know my opinion on steroids. We've had a discussion about.
Do them.
I don't give a. It's like
mine come in next week.
It's like sex. I don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what.
As
you
long
put
as
in
you're
your
not
body.
roid raging out and beating the fuck out of your girlfriend.
Here's the thing about roid rage. Roid rage is not a thing. It is not real. Here's what steroids do. They amplify your personality. So if you are an angry person,
but
that's where steroids kick in.
But this circles back to going along with what we're both kind of saying. If they're done right.
No,
You pack too much of the wrong thing in anybody, it's going to go awry.
But
like if you're just fucking shoving testosterone up your ass, like yeah, you're probably going to get into some dumb shit.
But
I think it's mostly the testosterone you got to watch out for.
But what it does, it just magnifies what you. Just like Kevin Nash.
Oh God, bow legs.
He took steroids, and he'll even tell you, roid rage is not a thing. It amplifies. He goes, I was never angry, but yet some people do because they are naturally angry. It just
okay, if you're angry, just don't do steroids.
Well, it's easier said than fucking done.
Leave it for those people that are full of self-hatred.
Here's what really pisses me off about the steroid shit in culture in this world today. It's so fucking hypocritical. This is a society here in the U.S. that lives on pharmaceuticals.
But
we have a pill for everything, and you want to bitch about somebody who wants to get big?
Especially in sports, they're like, it's not fair. Well, just let them all do the fucking steroids then. But depending on the sport,
I
think when combat sports come into it, it should be natural.
But we live in a society where our food is killing us more than steroids.
Oh my God, yeah.
But you want to bitch about people killing and steroids if you're smart about it.
We eat fucking shit in the United
all the preservatives and junk that's in our food, the plastic,
just the portions. Like if you look back at the biggest fucking value meal you could get from McDonald's in like the 70s, the biggest cup is like the smallest cup today for soda.
Right.
The biggest fry back in the day is a kid's fry today. Open up your eyes, people. Wake up.
But steroids is just like ibuprofen. In this sense, you take a lot of ibuprofen.
Let's caption this.
If you take a lot of ibuprofen, guess what? Your kidneys are going to shut the fuck down, kids. Yeah. If you want to take steroids, yes, but you better do it fucking smart and cycle on and off. You can't take anything in this world 365 days a year for years and not have some adverse effect.
Fucking perfect example. The rampant opioid addiction, and especially heroin, because it's a fuckload cheaper than trying to get your hand on some oxys.
That's true.
You just got suburban soccer moms sucking dick for Oxycontins.
But but that's especially on YouTube is what pisses me off. These motherfuckers, natty and unnatty. Who gives a shit? Fuck? If I want to take all the gear and just balloon up.
Well, and there's also the fact that, like, I watch those videos and I look at them, I'm like, really? Like, you don't need to ask. They walk up to guys that it's like, motherfucker, he smells like steroids. He sweats fucking steroids. Of course he's on steroids. Who gives a shit?
I've been around.
The guy making the videos is on fucking steroids.
I've been around dudes big motherfuckers in my day that took steroids. Worked their ass off. You just don't get fucking big. If I took steroids and didn't work out,
you get fat.
Guess what? I'm going to look like this, maybe a little more bloated. And I knew a guy that took them. I played ball with a guy that took them, and that motherfucker was fatter than fuck, and wasn't even that fucking strong.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, get your fucking money back, son, because I'm weak and I'm stronger than your ass.
So he's doing steroids. He was still fucking Joey Diaz from The Longest Yard.
Someone
bring me a Diet Coke.
Pretty damn. That's almost, yeah. But guys like, yes, The Rock is on, and the actors.
Dude,
yes,
know,
but you got to bust your fucking ass.
Oh, I thought you were going to say nut.
Fuck. You got to bust a nut too, but, that's all good.
Oh, no, but apparently I did some science. Totally off topic. I did some science, and apparently if you feed two people basically the same thing for like a 48-hour period, their farts will smell the same. It's
science. Trust the science.
Somebody fucking tag Bill Nye in this right now.
Don't trust the
don't listen to the fucking doctors. Listen to me. I care about you. Your friends aren't going to tell you the truth. Your friends give a fuck what you say. or what you feel. I don't.
We don't.
And I will tell you the truth. When you eat the same stuff as some people for a long time, your farts smell the same. That's what matters. It doesn't matter about your friend's gender reveal party. It doesn't matter if you're fucking out here being a Jesus warrior. What matters is the science of flatulence. I'm a flatulologist, if you will.
Well, you can start that podcast where you just talk about farts all day long.
I'll use your microphone to record my farts.
You will most certainly not.
I'll change out the poofy thing.
No.
I'll get a brown one.
No.
So you can't tell.
No, but
and then when you do this, it'll be like a fucking permanent marker of poop.
But getting back to steroids, anybody in the gym that's in the health fitness is not natural. If you take protein powder, guess what?
I was going to say, yeah, like it just depends on how you look at it.
You're technically not natural. You're doing more than you're getting your shit from something else.
Right.
And that's like, I remember creatine. I remember when back in my playing days, creatine was a banned substance. If I took creatine, I was going to get popped for it.
I take creatine like 5 nights a week.
If I took creatine, I would have got popped if they would have tested me.
Well,
I mean, so
from that standpoint, let's ask the question in the room. Raise your hand if you're not natty. But the good stuff doesn't come till next week.
I will say this.
Next week I'm gonna be ripping this fucking microphone off and beating Phil to death.
I would,
because I'm just gonna do nothing but pure testosterone straight into my vein.
I would take steroids right now. I would get on the Liver King's fucking shit.
Like real steroids or like prednisone?
The real shit, Deca and all that shit.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point of this. That was back to the original fucking thing, so we can hashtag Liver King. Okay, I'll look him in the I'll look in the camera in case anybody who matters ever actually sees this. Liver King. No shit.
Keep your head
Sorry,
up, bro.
I'm not butthurt. It's okay. I knew you were on steroids the whole fucking time.
I didn't give a fuck.
I never gave a shit. You still work out way more and way harder than I do. And we go to the gym arguably more than the majority of the population of the world because we go at all.
Well, I know
now. If you want to fucking take steroids and TRT, and if you want to Deca, Winstro, whatever the fuck you want to take, more power to you. Keep taking steroids. Keep shoving elk balls in your mouth. Keep fucking eating giant bowls of guacamole that are made by fucking Liver King Chef Lionel. Everyone needs to see how hard Liver King Chef Lionel works on Saturdays. We've got the guacamole for the carbs. We've got testicles, because the testicles are the besticles. I can't remember the rhyme they say. Liver is king with the honey. And here's a whole beast bar. Do it to it, man. Your fucking pecs look swole. I'm sure you might have a little bit of a dad gut when you're not flexing your fucking abs, but you got a 19.5 pack when you are flexing them. You got long, luxurious, dirty-ass hair, but okay, it still looks better than mine. That's fine.
I wish
your
I had
teeth
hair.
look fucking chef's kiss white, at least on camera. Fucking do it to him, man. Kill it. Fucking, he's fucking worth millions of dollars. Who gives a shit if he's on steroids? He's got the physique of a tiny Greek god.
And what's sad about the whole thing? Now they basically say he lied about because he promoting this primal shit, which I don't have a problem. I've listened to him talk. Mm-hmm. I like his message. I agree with it to a certain extent. We do need to get back.
Well, you know what that means, Phil? That means that you're subprimal, but you can be a primal. You got to follow the 9 ancestral tenets. You got to eat balls. You got to eat liver. You can't bathe ever. You got to fucking work out with logs, and you got to shit outside.
No.
If you do all those things, you'll look like the Liver King.
Well, I'm not eating liver.
No, I know it's not good. Like the way I've seen him do it, I would probably be the only way I could do it. Because doesn't he do it in like a shot with honey and he just like downs it? That I might be able to pull off. It wouldn't be good though.
I've shit outside.
I have shit outside as well. I've shit outside more times than I'd like to talk about for somebody who's never been in the armed forces.
I mean, but
them motherfuckers will poop anywhere.
There is something to getting back to nature and
nature over nurture.
We have kind of technology has taken over our lives.
I wonder if that's how it is. Like his primal theories, like his kid starts crying because like they cut themselves, and he's like, "That's not primal!" And he's just like, his wife swings the door open, and he throws his kid out into the wilderness.
I mean, I'm not down with taking a shower. Motherfucker, my ass is taking a shower every fucking day.
Right? Does he? Does he shower just like with water?
I don't know.
I don't know exactly. I don't follow Liver King that closely.
But
Yet still, this whole time, I had always knew the motherfucker was on steroids, and that's fine. I don't understand why everybody's so fucking butthurt about this shit, or why he felt the need to be so emotional when he apologized about it in that video.
Well,
you're fucking Liver King, you're the Liver King. You're supposed to be primal. 9 ancestral tenets. You should have been like, hello, primals and subprimals. Yeah, I do fucking steroids. Fuck you guys. Come at me, bro.
now we're peaking.
That's the fucking video he should have put out. He should be like, I can buy you. You got fucking shitty pecs. Let's do this. Liver King out.
Bottom line is, here's the hypocrisy of all of it.
Just who gives a fuck?
He has to look a certain way to sell sell his living style. That style of living, sell the products.
And while we're at it, Liver King, bring us out to the ranch. Won't be able to keep up with you, but I love the scenery.
If we're going to get pissed off at him for using steroids to look as good as possible,
to push a narrative that pushes a brand,
I think Axe Body Spray should fucking have a class action lawsuit against him, because I put that shit on and never once got laid.
Or Bodman. Awesome bod. I love your bod. Fuck you. When I was wearing Bodman fragrance for men, I was fat and awkward. Never once was anybody like, I love your bod. The only people that said that were like, I don't know, if I ever happened to walk by like a serial killer cannibal that was really just looking for somebody to hold him over for the winter.
But that's called advertisement. Every product fucking does it, kids.
I love that. I love how the way that candle smells. What scent is it? Little fat kid from Ohio.
I mean, that's just fucking the hypocrisy of it. But everybody has such a hard on for steroids.
You know what hypocrisy is not?
What?
Fucking primal.
No, it's not.
You know what else isn't primal? Bitching about people doing steroids. Who gives a fuck? I've said it 13 times already. Eat a dick. The man does steroids. It's fine.
I don't care if you take it up the ass, suck a dick, use steroids.
That's what I'm saying. 90%
85 people
of these,
at one time. I don't care.
90% of these fucking internet fucking Facebook warrior twat waffles that are bitching about Liver King doing steroids will never keep up with Liver King in the outside gym, whatever you call his gym, even though he does use gym equipment. So it's pretty primal though.
But you know, it's just, and it's the moral of this story is just don't lie about the shit. The lie is what brings you fucking down, kids.
I agree. Like, yeah, I will say that. I do think that he should have just been fucking upfront about the shit from jump. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
I mean, if
you want steroids, sir? Yes.
I mean, if you don't want to say yes, just say, I'm not answering that question. What do you think? But just don't say the word no. I've never taken that shit.
Right, and it's just because he's a social media personality. Because you know who you never see on camera getting asked if they do steroids?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Because he's
Mark Wahlberg.
Well, I think Mark Wahlberg might be the next to fall.
What do you mean? To the steroid
thing?
Yeah,
he's came out and said he's never done it. But I think there's some people questioning it. But I don't. And once again, Mark,
see, and that's
the motherfucking
I agree,
steroids.
and that's my other thing is like if like you might as well count it if you do everything as close to steroids as you can without technically doing steroids. Fuck it, like you're not natural, whatever.
Like I said, if you fucking take...
Also, nobody's fucking natural. Nobody who picks up heavy shit is natural.
You know, the only way, if you want to get natural, be natural, you just eat chicken, rice.
You go to Chipotle. Chipotle is primal.
Have some...
I don't give a fuck if Liver King says Chipotle is primal or not. It's Chipotle is my life. Therefore, it is subprimal, it's primal, it's anti-primal, it's fucking everything. That is the two. You know what? This episode is over after this. Subscribe to follow Liver King on TikTok. Fuck it. Who gives a shit if he does steroids? He's got a nice head of hair and he flexes a lot. And also, eat Chipotle. Boom. Episode
by
done.
Pfizer. Oh. All right. We're gonna put in a break right here. So we're gonna take a little break.
Are we taking a break?
We're taking a break.
You know what breaks are not?
They're not primal.
Breaks are not primal. There are no breaks in the primal world. You think Liver King takes breaks? Only to do with steroids. Let's take a fucking...
Do you hear how much he was spending like $10,000 a month? That's the only reason why I don't do steroids. I can't afford steroids.
I don't know. Did you see there's some paperwork now about harvesting adrenochrome from prison inmates and how much it costs by the grade?
I thought adrenochrome came from kids. I mean, the high dollar shit. I thought that's what.
Apparently, an A++ batch of adrenochrome from a prison inmate can go up for upwards of just over $1,900 per milligram.
Where are you getting your sources on this?
Don't worry about that. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Oh, all right. Well,
This is clearly more top secret than Liver King's supplement usage.
you know what's more important than fucking Liver King taking steroids?
Going online and using code LiverKing12 to get a discount on your whole beast protein bar.
Why don't we make a big deal about Epstein and the list? Where are those motherfuckers? Where are the
It's
clients?
never going to come out. We've
Where are
already
the fucking
established
clients?
that. We've already established that.
Where are the clients?
It's never coming.
You give me the clients, his clients, and her clients.
That is never coming.
I will give a shit about Liver King
We will never see it.
taking steroids.
We will never see it, and we know that. But, again, here we are. We're going to take a subprimal break,
Yes.
and hopefully we're back as fast as Liver King's follower numbers probably kept going up after he fucking admitted to doing steroids. Because I'll admit the guy's kind of funny sometimes. But anyway, fucking ad break now.
And we're back.
Fuck.
All right. So let's tonight we're going to get, like I said earlier, talk about dreams. What are they? What are dreams? Are dreams just our way of?
They're not primal.
They're not primal.
Liver King doesn't dream. Liver King just dreams of running barefoot through the wilderness.
We've yes. So have I.
Oh, I'm probably going to circle back to Liver King for the rest of this episode.
This whole episode's coming back to the Liver King. But dreams.
Liver King, hit us up. Let's do an interview.
We all dream. We all have dreams. We don't remember most of our dreams. We dream every night.
I have some weird fucking dreams, dude.
But are they just our way of kind of filtering out all the unnecessary information in our head that we gather through the course of the day? Because we actually see everything. When we go through the day, we see everything. We take it all in.
Yeah.
And our brain filters out what it deems necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in there.
It's in there like swimwear.
But it's like a computer. It's got to be defragged at night. So we go to sleep, and it's just pumping out all the shit. And
is that actually a computer term?
isn't that what?
I don't fucking
defragging.
Know. I don't fucking
something
know.
like that.
I thought that was getting rid of grenades.
I don't know. I have to look.
Frag out.
No, decompressing. It's just rebooting the system.
Brain diarrhea.
And that is what our dreams. Maybe that's what our dreams are. I don't know. But is it possible that we get DMT kind of kicks in there, produces DMT at night? Are we, and you know my philosophy on DMT. I think it opens up something and it makes you more, it thins the veil, if you will.
So DMT is the steroids of the brain.
Maybe it is what, yes.
You think Liver King does DMT too?
God, I hope so.
Liver King, hit us up if you do DMT.
But, so.
That'd be an interesting fucking human being to see in the middle of a DMT trip.
But is the our dreams, just our way of filtering out information through the course of the day, or are they a portal, or do they open up something, or are they our connection to the spirit world or other realms, or even the multiverse?
Or are dreams a taste of what we really are living because we're in the Matrix?
What if our dreams are real? This is a dream.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh shit! But
what if all of us? What if all of existence, as all of us know it, is just like a really long part of a really small part of a very long dream of a man or a being that's in like a week-long coma.
It's very true. But those are the two schools of thought. You know,
Oh, God. Sorry, my nose itches really bad. I did too much fucking cocaine off Liver King's abs.
well, there's some crevices there. You could probably go back for a second run.
Oh, no, I do. So I do cocaine off of the middle line in his abs.
Oh.
And then off of every protruding line to the side laterally, I do different types of steroids provided by Liver King, of course.
If I'm going to do cocaine off his abs, the motherfucker's going to have to take a shower.
And then I take a little of honey and liver out of his belly button, provided, of course, by Liver King Chef Lionel.
We've already covered. I'm only doing cocaine off a hooker's ass or a stripper's ass, one of the two. Kids don't do cocaine and don't do it off a hooker's ass.
Do it off Liver King's abdominal muscles.
Stay in school. No, but okay, dreams. We have those two ways of thinking about dreams. We have scientific, just your brain's releasing endorphins and all that shit,
And as we all know,
Exactly.
that is a lie because science is against God.
or is it a doorway to the other side, or a way for? Is it a
Are
portal?
you saying that dreams help us break on through to the other side?
No, because I hate the fucking doors.
I like the Doors.
Jim Morrison sucked all the dick.
You know who likes the Doors? Liver King Chef Lionel.
No, but is it more likely
Yes.
that we've talked about this? I've said it a million times. The truth is always in the middle. Could it be both? Could it be both? Could some?
Like the one sister from Sister Act 2. Focus.
Yes. It's been a long time since I've seen Sister Act 2.
It's been a while since Phil's seen Sister Act 2. Even though, let's be honest, Sister Act 2 is the better of the two.
Didn't Sister Act 1 have Harvey Keitel, or was that Sister Act 2?
I don't remember. It's been so fucking long. I don't think he was in the second one.
I think it was the first one. Yeah, the first one was the mob.
The mom one.
And the
second one, when she went back. We need you, Sister Mary. Whatever the fuck they called her. We need you, Whoopi Goldberg.
Anyway.
That's the video we need to see coming out of R2-D2's fucking face nipple. We need you, Whoopi Goldberg. You're our only hope. And Whoopi Goldberg's just sitting there like, I'm going to say something slightly racist on national TV. While I wear sunglasses for no fucking reason.
On a daily fucking basis.
I'm going to make really shitty movies about being the coach of the Knicks.
Speaking
I'm going to
of
help fucking Patrick Swayze's wife make a shitty pot.
Speaking of Whoopi Goldberg,
Whoopi.
I'm gonna make this connection to another current event.
Bill Goldberg?
No,
Shit.
Whoopi Goldberg dated Ted
Whoopi
Danson.
Cushion.
Dated Ted Danson.
Really?
Yeah, they
I thought she was... Oh, I guess she didn't come out of the closet until later.
back in the day.
Yeah, just like Ellen was straight at one point.
They were an item.
There's a power couple. Whoopi and Ellen. Whoopellen.
Ted Danson
A
was
Whoopi.
in one of the greatest series of all time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Christy Alley died.
I didn't even know she was sick.
I didn't either. Of course, I've not paid that much attention to her.
Well, if we want to bring Christy Alley into this and Christy Alley's death, R.I.P. Kirstie Alley, I guess no one's talking now.
I'm convinced John Travolta will live forever. Maybe there's something to that
Scientology. Him and Tom Cruise. With Tom Cruise with his middle of the face tooth.
I mean,
You ever notice that shit?
no.
He's literally got like a tooth in the middle of his head.
And
Not his head, but...
I'm starting to think there will be a Scientology episode.
I've been fucking saying that since I came on this shit. You were just too fucking vagina-y to do it.
I might go ahead and let you do it. Oh, it's going to be your episode.
I don't give a fuck. What are they going to do? Steal my identity? They'd probably help me out.
Anyway.
Congratulations, Scientology. You're in debt.
Now, so we have science with dreams. Is our body or our brain decompressing, working out stress, dealing with things that happen through the course of the day? Or is it a portal? Or is it both? Which I kind of lean to, it's very possible both.
Perfect situation. That's why you have the smartest people in the world. The Elon Muskuses, the Neil deGrasse Tysons,
Yes.
The Bill Nye, because they dream about science.
Do you buy half the bullshit you spout out?
No.
Okay, good.
I just let it flow like the rivers
The
of
stream
fucking,
of consciousness.
I just let my mouth run like the rivers of Babylon. And 99% of it, pure gold. The other 1%, 14 karat.
Now, my personal belief, I'm going to start out with what I think. And you know this, we've talked about this and I've mentioned on the podcast. I don't think consciousness, I believe there's more to I think this is just a stop. I believe there's more after all this. And I don't think our consciousness is generated between our ears. I look at it, I think our brain's more like a Wi-Fi router. It's taking in and...
Like an antenna.
Yes. So if there is such a thing as a soul, which probably is our consciousness, in my personal opinion, it's not located in us. We are connected to it, our eternal self. I'm getting deep
Eternals.
here. Yes.
Interesting. Marvel.
And
Marvel at our Eternals.
Maybe the dreams are kind of we're connecting with that link is
The
more,
Neuralink is more open
more
and
open,
less,
and we
less
can-
hindered.
we can access things. Yes, our brain is defragging and
Our pineal gland is trying to exercise its function.
the pineal gland. Yes, it could be. Mine's hard as a rock.
Our chakras are aligning.
Yes. But so
Interesting.
that is my personal belief. Now, I could be completely full of shit and I could be wrong, which is, I've been wrong about a lot of shit, especially here lately. Now, what does science say about dreams? I looked it up. A dream is a succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that usually occur involuntarily in the mind during certain stages of sleep. That's science's definition of a dream. Humans spend about 2 hours dreaming per night. Each dream lasts 5 to 20 minutes, although the dreamer may perceive the dream as much longer.
All the time. I've had that happen so many times.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some weird freaking dreams, and maybe we'll share some of our dreams here.
I don't really remember whole dreams. I just remember bits and pieces.
Now, the meaning and purpose of dreams have evolved through history. Naturally,
But evolution's the devil.
naturally the dreams have evolved as the meaning of dreams have kind of went along with science. And we all know trust the science, because science has never fucked us in the anus.
No, Bill Nye would not do that to us.
Trust the science. Don't trust the scientist. That's what I say.
Trust Liver King.
So the early folk, the Egyptians and the Babylonians and the Samaritans and all them happy people.
Samaritans.
What did I say?
The Sumatrans.
They thought of dreams.
Sumerians.
Sumerians. Is that what I said?
You said Samaritans, like a good Samaritan.
Good Samaritans.
Same. Fuck it.
But they all looked at it more supernaturally.
Oh my God, yeah. Like every Game of Thrones episode or fucking anything. I had a vision in my slumber. You will die on the battlefield, king.
But naturally,
I am the king, I cannot die. Now bring me wine and show me thine tits. Because apparently that's how it worked back in the day.
there's a lot of tits in the ancient world. Now, I think the more we started learning, science crept in, and we started learning more. And
As is fucking human tradition.
naturally, it went to a more scientific, which I think is very possible. I think both are true, personally. But there are definitely some things in this world that have happened in the dream state that are unexplainable. Okay? And I did some research on this. I did my job. I just don't come at this willy-nilly.
We definitely do sometimes.
But apparently, have you ever heard of William Blake?
Yes.
Famous artist, poet. all
He
that shit.
designed my new pocket knife.
Okay.
This is designed by Blake.
Yeah, William Blake was a famous painter and poet. At one point in his life, he was a struggling artist, like most artists are.
Yeah, he's no Robert Frost.
Yes. Wasn't selling his work, and he had a printing company.
That's all the best ones, though. Look at Edgar Allan Poe.
Right.
That emo little
I
shit.
mean, most artists don't get famous after they're dead.
Yeah.
But
Unless you do some like off the wall shit, cut your ear off.
But Blake was struggling to make ends meet. You know, his printing business wasn't doing it. He wasn't selling shit.
Well, stop sucking.
He was like Ghost in the Night podcast. Nobody's fucking buying his shit.
So
or
what you're
listening
saying
to
is
our
he
shit.
did well for a little bit and then he plateaued really
Yes.
hard.
But one night
Fucking still here.
he dreamed of his brother, and his brother showed him a new way to etch his printings,
With his dick.
and that would be more cost effective, and he could pump them out and get more. So what did he do?
Used a dick.
No, he did. When he woke up, he remembered this dream, and he did what his brother said, and this allowed him to streamline the process and actually make a living. And he went on to be who he
Okay.
became.
So I mean,
You probably were going to say what I was going to get to, but go ahead.
that's just, I feel like that's just his mind without the stimulants, multiple stimuli that are going on around you on a day-to-day basis while you think that you're setting aside quiet time to think about something. No, you're not. No, fuck you. No, you're not. That's just like they talk about fucking monks. I was going to say hibernating. Fucking meditating. And they're like, you reach a full. No, you don't. There's no. You can't just you cannot clear your mind entirely. It's fucking impossible. But in your sleep, I'm sure that your brain is more capable of focusing because it's not thinking about like, let me move my right arm, let me hit my turn signal, let me change the radio station. It's more capable of focusing on a singular thing and trying to problem solve it. And you're not thinking, you're probably more capable of slightly arguably illogical speech, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
or a speech thought, and as some people would just say, thinking outside the box,
Right.
because there is no box. You're in your mind. You're not in the physical realm, if you will.
Right.
Therefore, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Well,
and I don't think it's that fucking astronomical or that far-fetched to think that.
Well, you know how when we've all done this.
Acid?
I've never done acid, thank you.
Me neither.
But we've been talking. You've been in a conversation. You and I have been are in a conversation, and I can't remember something.
All the time.
I was like, "Fuck it!" It's just right at the tip of my tongue.
That happened
How to
today. We were
say
trying to think
Sumerian.
of John Favreau's last name.
Just like how say Sumerian.
Sumatran.
And then 2 days later, you'll be driving down the road thinking about
Yeah,
you know,
you're fucking Sumerian. Yeah.
exactly,
I do it all the time.
because the harder you try to think about it, your brain probably my brain anyway starts to short circuit and.
Like it is right now.
And it's like an old computer. It just starts. You get that wheel,
The buffering wheel.
yeah, just keep going. Where's Gonzo when we need him?
Piece of shit.
But
Probably rolling
so
around with dudes.
in Blake's case, he was focusing and stressing so much on this problem, making fucking money, as everybody does.
And in your dream, the money was taken out of it. You're not in your dreams, not thinking about the bills.
So was that dream he had about his brother just his brain's way of, or his subconscious solving the problem in a way it would get the point across without all the clutter and the stress of the problem?
Yes,
I think that's very possible.
I think that's the fucking fact of the matter.
Or did his I can go both ways. I can't. Neither one of us was in his head, and neither one of us know exactly the process of this.
Speak for yourself.
No, I didn't say in his ass. That would have been you.
You get far enough up there, you get to the head eventually.
But there are other aspects of the unexplainable dream state that have from famous people in history that could maybe are a better example of what I was trying to say. I agree with you. This could go.
That one's too easy. It's too easily explained, that particular scenario. But I like it as a jumping off point.
Let's get to Mark.
It's much like the honey and liver to start your meal every night.
Right. It's like looking at the Liver King and saying, I don't think he's on steroids. As I'm
like,
shaking my head,
It's
yes.
like looking at Liver King and be like, he just eats double cheeseburgers and drinks Kool-Aid.
Where was I? Oh, let's get to Mark Twain. You know who Mark Twain is, right?
Mark Twizzle, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to smoke weed with him in high school.
Yeah, right. You are that old.
I am. We've been over this. I have no age.
Mark Twain dreamed of his brother's death. And just to kind of give, from what I remember of the story,
I already have an answer for this one.
just let me finish before
Go
you
ahead.
jump in.
Go ahead.
He dreamed.
Whatever you say is not going to change my answer.
He dreamed. He went to his brother died. He went to a funeral. And Twain had that white suit. He's always in that white suit. That.
Yeah,
Donald
he looked
Johnson,
like
Miami Vice white suit.
Yeah, he looked like the Colonel.
Right. His brother was.
He looked like the Colonel mixed with what's his name? Billy. What the fuck from oh fuck, what's his name? Is it Billy Connolly? The guy from like Boondock Saints and like Series of Unfortunate Events and shit like that. The guy that talks like this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go on.
But he had a dream. He was laid out in one of his suits,
Knocked the fuck out.
and in his dream, a lady came in, put a flower on his chest. So he was so shook by this dream, he called a relative. I don't remember exactly which relative.
He's just
Or he
shook
got a
one.
hold of a relative, or met up with a relative somehow. Whatever.
So Mark Twain's a shook one.
He didn't call. I don't think they had.
Was he scared to death and scared to look? He was shook because there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Yeah, he sent a letter
I think it's true. I'll put 5 on it.
via the horseback mail, whatever. However, he got a hold of
Western Union.
Yes, he got
The
a
Pony
hold.
Express.
He had some little Morse code message. Somehow he got a hold of relatives. And they said, "No, your brother's fine. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Mother or brother?
His brother.
Okay.
The death of his brother.
Okay.
If his mother was wearing a suit, that just.
Well, I
be
thought you
weird.
said mother, so I was just clarifying.
brother.
I mean, it's 2022, so yeah.
So everything's fine. 2 weeks later.
Everything is awesome.
2 weeks later,
2 semanas en español.
his brother dies.
El hermano muerta.
So Marky Boy
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
and Tom Sawyer and all of them, Huck Finn, all of them went together.
Who the fuck is Tom Sawyer or Huck Finn?
Isn't Huck Finn a character in Tom Sawyer?
I thought Tom Sawyer was just a really sick song.
God damn, you are so fucking you're not that stupid. Anyway,
Bow, 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 bow. R.I.P. Neil Peart.
he went to the funeral.
I would hope.
Walked in. Brother was
Shit in his brother's casket.
No, brother was in a white suit, in one of his style white suits. So naturally, Mark's freaking out. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is freaking the fuck out.
He just walked up and smacked his brother's dead body. Fucking copycat.
So he walks up to the casket.
Shits in it.
No, he sees no flower. So he's like, okay, it was just a dream.
He gets real close to his dead brother's ear. And he goes, "Are you natty or not?"
Yes. So he doesn't see the flower on his chest. So it's just a dream.
Was there any detail as to what kind of flower?
I don't remember.
So I feel like if we're diving that deep, I feel like the type of flower and the color of the flower
Motherfucker,
is
I'm a
also-
half-assed podcaster with a real fucking job.
So am I. I would have.
Do you think I dived that deep? No, you wouldn't.
I would have gone into the dream state and I would have asked him myself.
Anyway, so he's thinking, okay, cool. It was just a fucking dream. I did not see the future.
Yeah, the white suit is not that
Not
mind
crazy.
blowing. I mean, I guess it's a little weird.
A
He's
few
buried-
minutes
being
later-
buried in a white suit.
A few minutes later,
Ow.
what happens?
A flower falls from the heavens.
A woman busts in like his
Busts
dream.
in.
Busted, tits out and all. No.
I wasn't even thinking about the
I
tits.
was
Like
just-
all I'm seeing is like this is a funeral and this chick just rolls in and fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme's the door open and is like just crying hard. Like how I'd imagine The Rock would cry. Like he flexes and cries at the same time. That's how The Rock cries. He just
But,
and then he eats massive amounts of carbs.
and she comes in, puts the flower on his chest. So,
Okay, so he wore a fucking white. They put a white fucking suit on him when he died, and then some bitch walked into a funeral and put a fucking flower in the casket because that never happened.
but you don't think it's odd
No.
That it happened just the way he dreamed it.
It might be
From the woman to the flower.
Coincidental.
From the woman to the flower. You don't think maybe he had your dream in the dream state? He had a glimpse at the future.
Or there's also the fact that when did Mark Twain die?
I don't know. Google that shit. Somebody Google that.
So
shit.
this could all be bullshit anyway.
That is true.
And also, no, I don't
now,
find. I just find that odd. Yeah, that's oddly coincidental, but it's not mind blowing.
Now the white suit, I will say, oddly coincidental.
It's not mind boggling by any means that he happened to wear a white suit and a chick happened to put a fucking flower in a casket.
It's the exactly way as he reported it in his dream.
He was a writer. That's his job.
Oh my God, you are so fucking narrow-minded. You fucking atheist. God. I can't even look at you right now. Anyway,
go ahead. Try to punch holes in my logic.
No, you should not. You have one person. You should not believe in coincidence either. As an atheist, you should not believe in coincidence.
But that particular example, okay, the color of suit, poor choice for a funeral for a person being buried. Personal opinion.
But you have to look at the whole goddamn picture.
White suit, chick, flower.
But when it's exact same as you fucking dreamed it, exact same.
How many options are there?
Oh, I'm sorry. If I have a dream,
how many churches could there have been in the fucking town that
if
his
I have
brother
a
died in?
dream that I die, and I'm hovering above like an out of body experience, and you come in,
Mark Twain died in 1910,
and you come to my funeral, which you probably be the only one. And you look around.
Someone's got a shit in your casket.
You look around and see nobody's there, and you shit in the casket.
I'll do it with the people there.
I see this in my dream, and I never tell you this and we don't have this conversation.
That's because I subliminally implanted it into your head over the years.
Oh, that's what it is. But one thing is a coincidence. You start pushing 2 and 3 and 4, that's when things get a little funky, and you have to take into account.
I don't count the suit color as a coincidence at all. I just count that as maybe that's just what they fucking decided to put on.
If I remember the story right, that wasn't his brother wasn't like that. Did not own a white suit. If I remember, I could be just making that up. It was a little odd.
Well, maybe in that case, perhaps it was just in homage to his brother.
I'm just saying it is very fucking possible dreams can give you a glimpse into the future. And I'm going to continue with this. I have other examples, motherfucker.
Does Nostradamus pop up in here anywhere?
He was looking to a crystal ball. He was not sleeping when he made those god-awful, unintelligent writings.
What was that again?
Unintelligent writings.
Okay. What?
Don't fuck with me in my illiterate state. Just because I can't talk. See, I don't care.
We're going to talk about later. We're going to talk about the ancient pedestrian people.
You've hurt my feelings. I'm shutting down right now.
The Sumatran pedestrians of Atlantis.
The Chipolotans.
That's us. We're the
we're
the Chipotleans.
You've heard of Abraham Lincoln's futuristic dream? See, now I'm fucked up. A couple weeks before he died, he dreamed that the president. In his dream, he was walking. I believe it was to the White House, and everybody was crying. Or he walked into a room, which appeared to be a funeral, and everybody was crying. He asked the gentleman, "What's going on here?" And the guy said, the president was shot. And 2 weeks later...
He said, motherfucker, I'm the president.
2 weeks later, what happens? At Ford's Theater?
He fought a bunch of vampires?
Yeah, he did.
There's a bullshit movie for you.
That was fucking horrible.
Fun to watch again, but stupid as shit.
But we can go on. There's countless examples of this.
Yeah, I mean, like...
See... Anyway,
like I find it hard to believe. Like it's just like you just have these deep-seated things in your head. They just fucking come out in your dreams. Because I guarantee you, he had already thought about like, well, with everything that's going on, somebody might try to kill me.
Okay, it's a coincidence that he got shot. I don't buy coincidence. I never have bought. There's too much.
Well, it's because it's not physical. You can't buy coincidence.
Oh, you are just an asshole tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just like it's one of those things where it's like it's too easy to just chalk it up to the game. You know what I'm saying?
But
like it's just as and plus we're talking about dreams being subconscious and stuff like that. Nothing about what we do on a day-to-day is going to be able to wrap itself around what goes on in a subconscious, because we are conscious right now. Our thoughts that we try to put together right now aren't going to be fathomed in a altered state, just like the crazy shit that we dream of can't be fathomed and thought to be real in our current state of being awake. So what we need to do is we need to do this podcast while we're asleep. It's the only way we can do it.
That's true. Have you ever experienced deja vu?
All the time.
What is it to you? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of people think.
I do think there is a probably a at least measurable amount of deja vu that is just somebody's been in one place at so many times that it's just like
a glitch. Some people believe it, glitch in the Matrix. Some people believe that, what you just said. But is it possible, going back to these last two examples that you just want to take a big heaping shit all over with your fucking logic and Jesus Christ, skeptic. Now, but is it possible?
I have a skeptical mind.
We know that we don't remember a majority of our dreams. Most of our dreams, we do not have any recollection. Oof, geez, I can't even talk now. You've got me so frustrated.
You know what we do? Oh, you know what we always tend to remember?
What?
The shitty dreams where we're falling or something like that. I always remember those fucking pieces of shit.
But is it possible deja vu is like Mark Twain's dream? We'll use that example.
Could be.
And when you experience deja vu in waking hours, could that be it's a dream that you had that you don't remember, and it's that you're making that connection?
Or is it a dream you're yet to have?
No, I don't know.
And they're just like Rolodexed in
No,
there.
because according to the definition of deja vu, a feeling of having already experienced a present sensation.
Now, is that Merriam-Webster?
Or situation.
Situation?
Situation.
I've had a lot of situations in my life.
Situation.
Szechuan chicken.
I mean, there is a very good possibility that, some people think deja vu is kind of along the lines of the Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
Where our histories multiple, where our universes are splitting off and things change, which is basically what Mandela effect is.
Well,
we are timeline jumping.
A lot of it is. What's up? So here's brass tacks. I think that part of the issue here is, at least as we sit right now, with the way our head and the way with the way our brain works, with the way our subconscious works, and the way our conscious mind works, I don't know if at our current evolved state we are realistically capable of tapping into that part. Not from... Okay, let me restate that. Not capable of it, but I don't think that we're capable of fathoming and properly handling the ability to dive into that part of the human brain or the human subconscious.
Why does my phone keep going to sleep?
I feel like it would just kind of break a lot of people's minds.
Very possible.
And that's why I think we'll never know.
Here's the truth.
And why I think people like me look at it, try to put it logically to such a degree. Because I'll always just be like, they just put the motherfucker in a white suit and some chick put a fucking flower on his chest. Because, yeah, there might be some crazy meaning. But I don't think that our minds as they are right now are ready to dive into that depth of consciousness. I think it would just kind of melt most people's brains.
You lesser humans.
I am fully formed and fully evolved.
Unlike us higher evolved individuals.
I make Liver King look subprimal. All right. Do
Oh,
you see this?
so-
I am the fucking picture of male sexuality and female desire.
Your ass is the poster child of toxicity.
Is that a joke, a poke at my digestive system,
Yes.
or my personality?
Oh,
Because
you
both are potentially true.
You have a wonderful personality, and we love you here. Anyway, okay, let's get off.
But that was said. I have heard that too.
There,
The faceless people in dreams, and then we kind of copy paste them. I've heard that as well.
I've never, no, I don't buy that.
What? That it never happens? I know I've done it.
I've
had faceless people in my dreams.
I've never had faceless people that I
have.
remember.
Which I think is another,
Well,
going back 6 months or so to another show, I think it might have something to do with the power of the Tulpa effect of the Slender Man. Go on. Boom. Brought it around full circle. Don't know what episode number that is, or I'd say it.
I don't either. I will say this, and we're going to get into more of some other characteristics. We're going to get off this.
We're going to get into more Sumerians of...
No, we're not. Jackass.
You will not make this putt.
There are other aspects of dreams, like lucid dreaming. Do you know what lucid dreaming is? I'm sure you're aware of lucid dreaming.
Great Juice WRLD song.
God,
also,
you're
yes.
such an ass. What are you, 5?
No, I just have an encyclopedic knowledge of random music. But yes, I do know what you're talking about.
It basically...
Because I've tried to do it when I was young.
In layman's terms, all lucid dream is just, as a dreamer, you are aware you're in a dream.
Oh, that I've yeah.
And you,
if that's the basest form of it, then yeah, I've definitely done that.
You can control the dream to a certain extent. That is a lucid dream.
I don't know if I've done that, but I know that I've been in a dream and was aware that I was in a dream.
That's more frequent.
You know what really fucking freaks me out? Have you ever been in a dream and you wake up, like fully wake up, and then you go back to sleep and you're in the dream again? That's some fucking crazy shit.
But it never happened, because you gotta remember, I'm old now. I used to have a lot of wet dreams about Cindy Crawford back in my younger years.
I don't know if I've ever had a nocturnal emission.
I was being a little facetious, but that you know what I'm saying. I would have dreams about her, and every time I woke up, right when about ready, somebody'd wake me up.
You were fisting Cindy Crawford?
Exactly.
I didn't even know they knew what fisting was back then. They fisted people in 1876 when you were a kid?
Yes, twice, daily.
That's crazy.
It was prescribed by doctors.
Is that how they did childbirth?
Yes.
They're just like, all right, let's get ready for this baby boy. Uppercut.
So I would wake up and I would say, I gotta go back to this dream, and never once did it happen. So I've never been able to do that.
I've done it. Like reconnected?
No.
As it was said. Oh.
No, I've never done it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you were referring to exclusively.
Right.
I have, and it's weird.
No, I've really never fisted Cindy Crawford.
But you did fist people in 1876 when you were a young adolescent male.
That was a past life.
Would we start over at some point?
No, I was not born in the 1800s, jack wagon.
1799 is close enough.
No.
But, yeah, no, that shit's nuts. Like, the lucid dreaming. The lucid dreaming is like, it's always weird. Because like I've had it happen a couple times where I'm like my mind, I'm not awake, or like I will be slightly awake.
Right. Well, we'll get into some of our weird dreams here. I'm about.
I don't have very many. I don't remember very much of any of my dreams.
Oh shit. Sleep paralysis. We all know what sleep paralysis is.
We could do a whole episode on that.
Basically, just to keep it short,
there's a demon of cells paralysis.
Fuck with me. See what happens, Jackhead. You make fun of me, then you.
Yeah, you say that till there's a big steamy shit in your casket.
Well, there won't be a casket because I'm not having a funeral.
What are you getting cremated?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna have a man-sized fucking
you're gonna
litter box. Yep. I'm gonna poop in the Phil litter box.
I don't give a fuck.
I
won't be there.
I'm going to have nothing but Chipotle and Skyline every time.
But sleep paralysis is basically your body paralyzes itself, your brain, or something, whatever.
Yeah.
So you don't act out your dreams while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sleep paralysis has been linked to shadow people, waking up and you're paralyzed, which I've done that to where
I've never done that.
I woke up and couldn't move. I mean, we're talking seconds. But I was young. Actually, I'll tell.
Maybe not that I can remember.
It happened one time in a dream, and I'll tell that story. I might have told this dream story in the past, but if I did,
well, that's sometimes it can happen. It happened to my best friend back in the day. Sometimes something like that can be related to I think he was allergic to either acetaminophen or ibuprofen.
Huh.
And he was prescribed painkillers at the time, and it had one of those, and that's how they found out about it, and
Really?
that had something to do with it.
Now, people have reported, scientists, doctors, or whatever, will tell you that you can experience hallucinations, hear, feel, and see things that aren't really there during the sleep paralysis stage, especially if you wake up in it.
Mm-hmm.
And people report seeing shadow people. Now,
very common.
This could fall on, and when they are paralyzed, when they can't, and they report not being able to move. So science is telling you you're waking up in that sleep paralysis state.
Mm-hmm.
You're having that hallucination. That's why you can't move, and you're hallucinating, seeing the dark shadow figure, the man in the hat,
the crooked man,
the
slender man,
the old hag, all those
Valak,
all those paranormal bullshit.
We're like the least believing paranormal believers in the world.
See,
everything that people are like, it's a thing. We're like, fuck you.
Well, I've had this, and I'll tell that story now. I've
diarrhea.
Yeah, that too. Matter of fact, right now, I just shit my pants right now.
Sweet.
No, I've had this situation. I've seen a shadow person coming out of a sleep. I think I told this story on the podcast before. If I have, like I said, I don't give a shit. Take it again. And listen, I was the place I lived before this.
Yeah,
I know I've told this on the story.
You have, yep.
Yeah. I woke up, looked over to my left, and I saw a shadow person. Now, I don't remember not being able to move. I just remember obviously I could move because I tilted my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked and I saw. I assumed I was completely awake. I do not.
All I see in my head is you going, WT fuck?
No, I remember this like clear as day. I don't think I was asleep. I think
you have a kid, you have kids and have been with people with kids, so I also see you just going, go to bed. Without even fucking realizing that it's not an actual person.
Fuck out of here. I don't remember being asleep. I remember this as being awake, which lucid dream, fine, whatever. But literally, I looked over, so I wasn't completely paranoid. I
God,
was paralyzed.
Fuck, we were just going off the rails.
It
all started with Liver King.
I wasn't completely paralyzed because I moved my head to the left.
Yeah,
and looked across the bed.
To the left. To the right,
and looked
to the right,
and saw a shadow figure.
I just figured it out.
What?
I figured out what you were going through.
Menopause.
The ghost was trying to get you to do the Casper slide with him.
Probably.
To the left now, y'all.
Probably. Now, was that a lucid dream? I'm pretty sure I was awake because I think, if I remember right,
excuse me,
because I remember, and I think I talked about this when I was telling the story before. I looked to the left, saw the shadow person, kind of had the thought of, that's fucking interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, immediately starting to try to debunk, because that's what I do. I'm a believer in the paranormal.
Right.
But
I love how like it's always the people like us that have that reaction. All the crazy stories about like the freak out reactions are the people that are like, nope, I do not believe in such things, and the people that do believe in some type of a spirit world are always the ones that are huh.
My first inclination is always to debunk it first.
Yeah, you have to.
So I look to the right because there was a window off to my right. So I'm thinking a shadow is being cast, even though it did not look like it was on the wall. So I look to the right. So I'm not paralyzed because I'm moving my head to the right now.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy and not moving any other part of my body. I'm sure
welcome to this household.
I'm sure
you just gotta look into this household between the hours of like 1 a.m. and fucking what 7:30.
Yes, I'm sure I had morning wood, but that's a different story.
Uncalled for. Why would you have such a thing? Was it mahogany?
Yes.
You seem more like a cedar guy.
It was oak. Actually, I'm old. I'm old. It's pine. Real bendy and flexible.
That weird one that's like a fucking 10,000 years old.
It's bendy and flexible, but smells good.
I don't believe any of that.
Anyway, so
I believe the bendy and flexible at your age.
I'm trying to debunk this, and I can't do it. I know.
You're trying to debunk it with your morning wood? You're trying to despunk it?
Yeah, maybe. But, so I'm like, okay, and I look back, it's gone. Get on it, son.
The song sounded dumb as fuck. It sounded like Too Short or some shit.
So it was gone. I don't know. I'm 99.98% sure that I wasn't dreaming.
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, I even got out of bed.
Yeah.
I could move, and I got out of bed, probably went and took care of my morning wood in the bathroom. Yeah. It's hard to urinate with morning wood.
It really is.
You got to get in some funky ass positions, or you're painting the fucking walls. I don't know, but I've had some weird dreams, and I do think if I had to put a number on it, 90% of the dreams is just you working out the stress shit.
Yeah.
From the day.
Yeah.
Just like UFOs, I'd say there are a few of those dreams where your loved ones maybe are trying to connect with you, or if you believe in guardian angels, or even more negative entities are trying to get with you. Those might constitute the nightmare-ish shit going on.
Yeah.
Or Freddy Krueger. I don't know. I don't know.
You're in my world, bitch.
I do think it's both, with a heavy leaning towards you're trying to work out the issues of the day. Because yes. I know.
So we're kind of on the same page here. Because
right.
I think there's more of a. What's the best way to put it?
90% of the time, there's a rational explanation.
Yes.
But I say this because I haven't had a lot of dreams here lately that I remember. Now, last year.
I had one the other day. I see. That's my thing. I know I have them, but I don't really remember them.
I've thought about starting a dream journal.
What are you, a 14-year-old girl?
No. That's most parapsychologists will tell you to do that.
Parapsychologists?
Yes.
That's a real strong
answer. Yeah, it's a college. Hey, it's accredited now.
But motherfucker, there's Pokemon classes now, so
they. But could you remember your dreams when you first wake up? But it's like so insignificant, it just disappears.
Maybe.
But
or are you in like that what's I think there's an actual term for it, that stage of waking up where you're still like I don't know the word to put there, but like you're still not awake but you're awake. That moment of like where it's like you're awake, but you're still doing this thing. That.
Yeah. I don't. But like I was saying, last year when I was, not in the best headspace, I was having dreams left and right.
Oh, it always happens like that.
I
think it's. I do. I think stress and mental stress especially has a lot.
And
to do
they
with
were,
because most of the most vivid dreams that I do remember were from shortly after my dad passed away, and all that just stemmed from me not having the best relationship with my dad and him passing away without being able to bury those hatchets.
And some of those dreams I was having last year, I mean, I would wake up in fucking tears.
I've done that too. I remember I did that when I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I remember I woke up just bawling, crying because I just dreamt that somebody was like came in the house and like was just taking me away from my mom. And go figure, my parents were going through a divorce.
Yeah, and I've woke up from dreams. I remember one dream. I woke up and literally my first thought was, "What in the holy fuck was that?"
Yeah,
it was the weirdest fucking. It was like I was in Willy Wonka, almost kind of dream. That kind of scenario. It had everybody fucking in it.
Yeah.
Kind of Wizard of Oz type shit. You know, it was. I was like, what in the fuck was that? I might need some mental help.
Well, the Wizard of Oz is actually a good reference for this because we're talking about dreams as being a way for us to work things out in our own heads and our own worlds. And, you know, the thing about fucking Wizard of Oz that a lot of people don't think of is her dream state was just a look inside of herself. All the other characters were just things that Dorothy had inside herself the whole time. She just had to find them and realize them.
I didn't get that deep when I watched Wizard of Oz.
I mean, if you think about it,
All right.
the lion had a heart. You needed the courage to have heart.
Tin
all
Man
that shit.
just needs some KY jelly.
Or wait, what was it? No, the lion needed courage. The Tin Man needed a heart,
and the Scarecrow needed a brain.
Yeah, all Wizard of Oz is an inward look into herself.
So she didn't have any heart, and she didn't have any courage, and she didn't have a brain.
Yeah,
and she always was squeaky, so she needed some vaginal.
Yeah, she was just a fucking pussy, and and the Wicked Witch of the West was her mentality bringing her down, and the wizard was what she thought was somebody or something that she needed to direct her life, but in fact it was just a man behind the curtain. And then he revealed to her that she has all these things, and she went back to her normal state.
Very good. I think we've covered this topic. I don't give a shit anymore.
Peter Pan and the Lost Boys are dead. Christopher Robin from Winnie the Pooh, dead.
Well, these are all conspiracy theories, yes. I don't know. I think that's all I got. You got anything you want to add to this?
I mean, it was kind of a willy-nilly fun opinion piece.
Yes. I have good news for everybody. We're going to do a Patreon exclusive right now. About 15 minutes. So for those of you who aren't...
Before everything closes.
Well, here in the next half hour, we will be doing a...
That's the nice part. Everything that we eat, drink, or do is within maybe 10 minutes.
We will have a Patreon exclusive. Maybe it'll just be us eating dinner. But for those of you who are not...
That's top dollar fucking
For those
content.
of you who are not Patreon subscribers, we do after shows, essentially, every now and then. We're going to start doing them more.
To get into those, you have to go to patreon.com/GITN podcast.
Yes.
You have to go to the direct link.
Yes.
Or it will not show up because we say things like shit and fuck. And apparently you can't just search our name on Patreon.
And all the links are in the show notes below.
That's subprimal, not being able to find us by search.
Right. So for those of you Patreon subscribers, be on the lookout for that email. We will do it like we always do. I will send you an email with the link to that particular live stream. Why?
I'll tell you in a minute.
All right. So we will talk to you in a little bit. Thank you for joining us for our dumbasses spouting off. All right. Take care, guys.
Maybe next week will be a little more organized. Probably not.
No, we were organized.
I don't know, but I got to piss hard.
All right. We're out. Take care. Fuck off.
I'm going to keep going.